Peace, peace, happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now, this vibe is becoming much more evident. To get out of our thoughts, of course. Like right now, you should be doing your best. Like it shouldn't be any procrastination towards meditating and clearing the mind right now. But also, like, so basically, like you're gonna see that it's getting, like if you're in your thoughts, it's gonna become more and more like, confusing, and you're gonna feel more and more like, helpless and like, oh my God, like, well, I can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, the importance to, meditate and basically clear our minds, because again, we're creating a new world. In order to create that new world, you got to do these new things. If you're constantly doing the old things, then you're going to keep an old earth. Your earth is going to stay old if you stay embodying those old paradigms that you always been embodying, But like right now, it's very, very important to get out the thoughts, and also a key one that's coming down right now too. And you see like the chess game, not say the chess game, but the vibe more so of like threading the needle on our growth. It's like we asked to do certain things at certain points. Like wait, not yet, hold on, not yet. All right, now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, again, it's like being ready to like right at that place. That's why it's important for us to quiet the egoic mind and be clear to get these downloads. Because another thing too, I spoke on this on my hour-long video, the aspect of like your egoic mind is gonna block the downloads. The reason why you're not experiencing synchronicity, and it seems like things kind of going out of whack, so to speak, is because you're still embracing that which I was gonna say, dang. Apologies, y'all. I'm dealing with the energies. But I was speaking to damn, I ain't drew a blank like this in a minute. But I was speaking to the aspect of overthinking, and and I was gonna get into the aspect of that's what I was saying too. The old paradigm, like having to do, new things. So like, say if you haven't been meditating, it would behoove you to start meditating, to change that paradigm, because you're gonna constantly have those thoughts plaguing you if you're constantly doing the same thing that you were doing before, which is not meditating or not, trying to actively clear out this energy. Then you're gonna receive more and more of that old world, that old world that's actually dying, that's actually transitioning, and that's why I feel more and more like, oh shit, like the world ending or something, because you may be looking at it more so from the perspective of your ego than your higher self, which is like, yay, like, hey, we about to start this new world, baby, hey. But when we're in that vibe of like on some old shit, like it's like, oh man, it's all hard and oh man, this and that, But again, it's very important to realize too. That's what I was gonna say, and not planning. Like that's a new one. Like like that micromanaging, that logical micromanaging vibe is like out the window. You're still gonna, that doesn't mean that logic does not get used. We're still gonna use logic when it has its place. But again, we're in a place where, again, not trying to overly plan, like, because a lot of times too, our planning comes from our egoic mind and what we think should be done, and not what we feel should be done. Like, not what we truly, want to do or feel we should do, but what I think I should do right now, And right now it's gonna be like hell. Again, like you're gonna create a hell for yourself being in your thoughts and trying to, actively do things through the guidance of your thoughts and your logic, instead of, you know, the guidance of your intuition and, you know, that feminine aspect. You know, aligning with your inner self, aligning with your soul first and foremost. And then as you line up with your soul, you're gonna be, you know, inspired. Like, you know, higher self gonna give you a little clear cognizant thought, like, bam, go to the store or the library to go do this here, or bam, meet up with so and so y'all could take care of that project. You know what I'm saying? Because even with planning things, that doesn't necessarily mean plan. Like, say for instance, I got for example, a photo shoot plan, but I'm dealing with it in a space in which both of us, you know, matter of fact, shout out to the queen, Miss Sanaa, you know, on the photography. But anyway, like that whole vibe of you know, having plans in some essence, like, but just not micromanaging it to like, oh, it has to happen at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. You know, it has to happen at this date, at this time. And that doesn't mean that we won't have aspects like that, but it's gonna come from the universe letting us know. It's gonna come from our higher self letting us know, like, hey, you know, you might wanna, you know, do this on that day at that time, you know. But it's not gonna come from us kind of like, you know, trying to forcefully do these things. Again, it's in alignment with higher self, in alignment with spirit. And again, less thoughts, less micromanaging. You know, it's like but as I say that too, again, we're always balancing. So again, that doesn't mean you're not taking action. That doesn't mean you're not using logic. It just means that we're being guided by that inner force first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're being guided by our soul and not our egoic mind thoughts, you know, which is coming from a lower vibrational place, which is why we don't experience any synchronicity when we're doing tasks from that place. You know, when we're doing things from the egoic mind, you notice it just always feel like you're battling, like, oh man, I gotta fight to do this, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feel like you're doing something that you know, like it feel like a battle, you know, basically. But matter of fact, I realized it's that time for me to back out, because I just did some videos. I did an hour-long video, and when I'm clean like this and I have like these little stoppages, like where I just kind of go a little blank, I'm feeling like, all right, universe must be telling me to you know, to chill, because I know I'm not saying anything that's you know, that shouldn't be said or anything of that nature. But again, like right now, it's very important to, like, all that micromanaging, planning, gotta put that to the side, you know, because again, you know, it only seems like we don't have free will from the perspective of our ego, you know, but the free will of choice is coming from our higher self. And, you know, because of the fact that, you know, we coming from a paradigm where we've been mostly viewing things from our ego, we kind of still got this vibe of like damn, I'm just you know, I just gotta go with the flow of what is, you know. And although it may seem like that, it's more so of you like going with the flow of what you know, the free will of your higher self. You know, your higher self is, you know, choosing these situations, you know. And so many you know, so many words, like our true soul spark, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, the one that's, you know, that's saying like, so, you know, our soul spark done spoke and told us like, hey, you know, go work over here today. But then that egoic mind, like, oh no, I think I should do this and that, you know what I'm saying? And then when shit go wrong this way, you go to thinking like, oh man, the universe don't love me, this and that. Nah, you went with your egoic mind, you know, or you be like, oh man, there ain't no free will because I chose to go here. Well, because you're choosing, your actions is coming from the lower vibrational egoic mind, you know, which is not beneficial to, you know, your ascension and soul growth. But yet an important part of it regardless, because again, the pressure makes a diamond. You know, every aspect of being you know, every aspect of this physical reality, you know, is has its importance, you know, from a KKK member down to alligator eating up shit in a river somewhere, you know, or whatever, the bacteria that's quote unquote harming something, like all that serves a purpose, you know. But and then we serve a purpose to not let those things, you know, or should I say, you know, certain lower vibrational things overpower this realm of reality, you know. Keeping that balance, again, is a balance, and that's all it is, really. Like, we look at it from a human aspect of like, oh man, this side fighting against this side. All it is energies making sure they keep things balanced. Like, at the end of the day, you know, like Star Wars is basically like, picture Star Wars being like Osmosis Jones, like Osmosis Jones meets Star Wars, like, you know, basically like Star Wars would be depicted inside of a being's body, you know what I'm saying, where all these different little cells and stuff, like having these different little factions, like, oh, we from the kneecap, or we from the elbow, and the kneecap and the elbow factions come together to fight against the dark forces of the Kundalini serpent or something, you know what I'm saying, which that would be their story, because they would try to make the Kundalini serpent look bad, so it would probably be like the Kundalini serpent is the evil guy. You know, but, you know, think about it like on that level, it's like Star Wars, you know, on the Osmosis Jones vibe, you know. But that's basically it. Like, it's not no human shit. Like, we are conscious energy, you know, manifested in a physical body, you know, and this physical body allow for our ideals to be played out in a material realm, you know what I'm saying? Like, the idea of, you know, or just, you know, the certain consciousness, you know, the energetic consciousness is allowed to express itself in the physical realm through our bodysuits, you know. But it's you know, and of course the mind, body, and soul is all equally balanced. One is not better than the other, but it's just remembering and knowing that, hey, this physical realm is temporary, you know what I'm saying? Although it's, you know, I'm in this bodysuit right now, you know what I'm saying? This experience is, you know, real from the aspect, again, of, you know, like when I put my hand on fire, it get hot, this and that, you know, things of that nature. But it's, you know, it's temporary. It's not necessarily a fake world, as much as it's just the better way to say it is it's temporary. Matter of fact, that's another thing too, you know, we're getting to a better place of like expressing these things. I'm noticing as we go, like we taking the training wheels off in essence, and we know we're using much, you know, high level perspectives, you know, like staying out of that vibe, like, you know, like us saying stuff like the Matrix, or say for instance, like at one time, you know, considering the devil, like the devil doing that, you know, like, even as much as it may be, you know, somewhat of lostness, it was still like, you know, a part of the growth for you to get, you know, to grasp that concept to some extent. You know, it just had to be told to you in a way where, hey, this is the devil and this is Jesus, or, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying, in some way, form, or fashion. Because again, of course, that type of information is, you know, to deter you from true information. But, you know, again, you know, things change as we go, you know, as we grow and learning to use different terminologies and really speaking on things for what they are. Because, say for instance, you know, even though we're not waiting to explain, like, you know, like Bobby Hemmings say, if I had to wait for people to be ready for this information, we have to wait another 2,000 years, you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily, oh man, there you go. In fact, and too, catching that vibe, like I be, universe teaching me not to venture off too far, like I be branching off when I'm talking. It'll take me to a place of like, where was I just now? But just go back to the aspect of, again, with just consciousness, you know, conscious energy, you know, you know, playing out on a physical realm, you know. Of course, in the balance of it, you know, there is the human aspect to us, but the human aspect to us is not the end all be all. Because guess what? This bodysuit, this human aspect, is gonna go. It has an expiration date. It's temporary. It goes back into this earthly plane, while my soul continues to you know, to live, you know, infinitely, eternally. Like, you know, again, never ending story for the soul. You know, these little bodysuits is temporary. You know, but again, you know, just the aspect of right now. You know, let's think, like, you know, making sure that we're not being in our brain, that we're not, you know, overthinking, because like that thinking aspect is gonna, you know, it's coming in strongly on some vibes to, like, you know, again, that egoic mind sees itself about to die, so it's like, you know, it's scratching and kicking and scratching, you know, and screaming, you know, on its way out. So, you know, it's very important, again, to get out of our thoughts, you know, and get into that, you know, that alignment with higher self, you know, that inner guidance, and again, doing less planning, you know, like and when I say less planning, again, like on a micromanager, you know, type of vibe, you know, like I do plan, like, say for instance, I sit down and I write out certain little subject matters or information that I want to speak on and do a video about, and then I let my inner guidance, you know, from there, let me know when is the right time for me to the quote unquote right time for me to do that video, you know what I'm saying? But not, again, compared to like when I would just forcefully, like, all right, hey, I just gotta stay in the mode of doing videos, because you could get locked into, again, like experiencing a monotone experience, because that's why I would be in those lesson loops without synchronicity, because I was being in my thoughts about working. Like, I was like, more so like, I just gotta, you know, do this because, you know, more so from that, also from that egoic mind of hard work. Because another thing we get into place too, being more magnetic and more magical and allowing things to, you know, manifest with ease, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, again, the universe not even allowing for you to try to force something, or if you know, if you got enough energy to still be trying to force something, all right, cool, you're gonna be allowed to some extent, but it's just gonna get extremely hard, like harder and harder to try to force your way through manifesting, you know what I'm saying? But which, you know, you become, you know, in a way that may be hindering to you, you know, you also become used to trying to push through things, and then that just becomes the norm for you to try to push through. Like, you feel comfortable with that uncomfortableness of pushing through things, you know. But again, it's about dealing with this realm of reality with ease, you know, with a certain ebb and flow that you know, that doesn't take you know, all that strenuous, you know, like, again, it's that balance of the magnetism and electrical energy, you know, electromagnetic beings. But in this 5D reality, you know, things manifesting like this, you know, they're more quicker. So it's important to get out of our thoughts, because if we're in our thoughts, and that keeps us in that loop that much quicker, because it's manifesting like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically it. You know, just that strong vibe to not you know, micromanage heavily. You know, just be guided by inner source, because again, we could fall into this place of being guided by our egoic mind, and then falling out of synchronicity, and then we get used to that, and then, you know, then it becomes like some type of like climb our way back to alignment type of vibe. It's like, you know, realize this right now, like, you know, again, you know, meditation, clearing the mind, you know, not trying to plan everything out to the T, you know, also remembering that going somewhere else won't change you, you know. Like, if you're going to a certain place, you know, like me coming to LA, let it be because that's where you really want to be at, and not feeling like, oh, this me going to this place is gonna change me for the better, or this, like, nah, because then you still looking at external things to change it, like waiting for, like, oh, I can't wait to, when I get when I come across my twin flame, or when I come across my soulmate, then I'ma change, then I'ma be complete. Oh, you gotta do that right now. No external conditions. Like, if you still, like, so like, if you still looking at something external to save you, then you gotta check that, like, immediately right now, because that's a vibe that's gonna, again, have you reincarnating back into this realm of reality. Because another thing too, we working to incarnate into another realm of reality. So in order to do that, you gotta realize that to get out of these old paradigms within this earthly plane, and doing things the old way. It's rising up, realizing you are a source on a human experience, But I think that's it on that. Just the overthinking, the micromanaging, also remembering you coming from the triple darkness, you are the no thing, that void, that blank canvas that's coming through here, just experiencing, not trying to hold on to anything, experiencing, learning as you go, and letting go as you go, like, not detaching to this realm. I mean, not attaching to this realm, excuse me, detaching. And detachment doesn't mean that you don't use physical things. It just means that you're detached from it, where you don't, it doesn't hold value over your soul or over your being. Like these little material things, you use it for what it is, and like you understand that these are little tools in the matrix that I'm using. It's not the end all be all. But again, being in the world but not of it. But that's basically it. I'll stop right there. Peace. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now.